The following is a Just Green production brought to you by the Might Be News Network.
Hello, everyone. It's the week of February 18th, 2019. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you. What up, everybody? It's week 23, the Might Be News Network. I'm super hyped. MBNnetwork.com. It's never been easier to find your new favorite podcast. With me, as always, what up, co-host Kev?
Yo.
What up, Danny?
What's up?
Yo, so 23 weeks in this bitch, and I swear I've been sick like 5 times.
Why do you sound like Dookie?
Dude, I feel like Dookie. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the weather changing and all this shit, and it just fucks my nose up. But my nostrils is clogged up. It's stupid, yo. I wake up and my face just feels like it's swollen. I gotta go in, blow my nose for like 20 minutes. It's retarded.
But after it gets cleared out, it feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah, for like another 20 minutes. And then,
and then it all comes back and it feels like shit again.
It's stupid as fuck. I'm sick of it. Just warm up and stay warm. I'm over it.
Well, I got some bad news then.
Yeah, it's supposed to be shitty this week, isn't it?
So in our time-space continuum, we're recording Sunday.
Yeah.
So we got some ice coming tonight.
Oh.
So we got like a coating to an inch of ice/sleet Sunday night into Monday.
Fantastic.
And then we got another storm that I'm tracking coming in on Wednesday.
Oh my
Snow?
God.
Snow.
Ugh. It's like a lot?
We'll see what happens.
See, here's my thing.
Early indications are showing that it could be.
Here's my thing. All this dumb little shit storms, I'm not down with it. Give me a big one or shut the fuck up, winter. That's how I feel.
I wish I could cut like parts of this episode and just have him say, "Give me a big one."
I'm saying though, like it's like in the wintertime when it's just cold and like windy and like nothing else is happening. It's like, yo, if it's gonna be this cold, it might as well be fucking snowing out here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about winter. I hate being in just cold.
Well, and when we do get these storms, because of the fucking climate change bullshit, you know, we're getting not just rain, but we're getting freezing rain, sleet, and rain all in one system.
Oh, it's so nutty.
It's bullshit.
Nutty. I'm sick of it. Either snow hard or go home. That's
but when it snows hard, it's not that cold.
I don't even care at this point. If it's going to be cold at all, I want shutdown conditions. I want a stocked fridge and freezer, and I want out of work for a couple days. That's how I feel.
You didn't take off Monday and Tuesday this week?
No, I took off Tuesday when it was bad.
Well, Tuesday was different. I mean, Tuesday was like an ice storm.
Yeah.
That was bad.
It was raining by the afternoon, and that's the other thing. This snow to rain bullshit's got to stop.
Yeah.
Because then it freezes up again. It's just got to stop.
You're such a bitch.
I don't give a fuck what you think, Kev. Oh,
seriously, I was looking at like my memories on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I had a photo from, I think it was like 2014. And Downingtown had like 16 inches of snow at one point. And I was like, what
Saw
the
that
fuck?
post, yeah.
Yeah, like I want that.
It's fun, but it does suck, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, I'm ready for the summertime, but if it's going to snow, bring it the fuck on. Like, get it over with.
My kids want to sled. They haven't been able to sled yet this year.
This has not been sledding snow.
No.
Not at all. Especially because it rains halfway through it, and then it just becomes like slush.
They got to wear a wetsuit out there.
It's garbage.
Just to sled.
And slush is slick as ice sometimes. I'm sick of it. As you can fucking hear, I'm sick of it.
Sounding like Dookie.
Well, I'll tell you what, I got something to cheer you up. I got some good news.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
All right, Danny, week 23, what do you got?
All right, I got one story for this week. I heard of this little kid named Connor Parkilla. You heard of him, Kev?
Sounds familiar.
He was actually at the game yesterday.
He was at the game yesterday.
Yes.
So Connor is autistic, and he is Carter Hart's, the new goalie for the Flyers. He's his biggest fan. So apparently this Connor went and saw every single one of Carter Hart's games when he was playing in the minor league.
Right.
And he actually loved him so much, he went out and had a jersey made a Flyers jersey with Carter Hart's number 79 on it. So when Carter Hart was going to get into the NHL, he always thought he was going to have a lower number jersey, but he remembered seeing his first ever NHL jersey with his name on the back worn by Connor with number 79.
He had a Flyers jersey made up with his number 7. It was the first time he's ever,
First time he's ever seen his name on the back of an NHL jersey.
Yep.
So when he got into the NHL, he said to himself, you know what? I don't want this kid to have to go out and get another jersey with my name on the back. So he kept the number 79.
Wow.
And these two grew an incredible friendship. And he was at yesterday's Flyers game that Kev was at. And he got to meet Carter Hart after the game. And it's a very touching story. Just, Carter Hart's, 20 years old?
Yep. Yeah, super
and
young.
Just for him to think just that little bit about, that one fan, that number one fan that he had since the very beginning. And to do that little act of kindness just to keep that number, I thought that was pretty incredible.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. A lot of athletes are really connected with their number.
Yeah.
I mean,
he said he always wanted a lower number, but when he saw his first ever jersey with his name on the back, he decided to keep that number.
That's awesome.
So that's my good news story, and the good news is brought to you by the 610 Vape Den. You can visit the 610 Vape Den at 2320 East Lincoln Highway in Coatesville. Go down and visit Max for all your CBD, Juul, or vaping needs. And get this, they're running a special right now. Go in, you can get 2 60 milliliter bottles of juice for $37.99, and mention the show, and Max will give you an additional 10% off of that. 610 Vape Den, 2320 East Lincoln Highway in Coatesville for all your CBD, Juul, and vaping needs.
Excellent. All right. On with the news. So there's the man who killed that cougar has been revealed.
Not what I expected.
Not what I expected either.
Little scrawny son of a bitch.
Yeah, dude, he's a tiny dude. He's only 30 years old. Let's see. When a young mountain lion clamped his jaws into Travis Kaufman's wrist and clawed at his face, he screamed a, quote, barbarian yell and jammed his foot onto the animal's neck and held it there until the cat quit thrashing and died. So, first reports came that it attacked him from behind, so he was probably wrestling with this thing a little bit, tried to get up, run away, and it bit his wrist and clamped and swiped at his face, which he's definitely got a scar going down his cheek. And then that's when he was able to step on its neck until he choked it to death.
Yeah, it's going to leave a pretty badass scar. And, people are going to ask, oh, shit, how'd you get that scar? Well, I got attacked by a mountain lion and I killed that motherfucker.
It's crazy. During this press conference that he was at, people were saying that he mostly remained silent. He's clearly traumatized by this whole thing.
Well, he should be dead right now.
Yeah, he should be dead. He said, quote, I will never be able to live up to the reputation. He's 5'10", weighs 155 pounds.
Are you kidding me?
And he said,
I'm dead serious, dude.
He said, quote, the story is bigger than my puny form. And it is, but that almost kind of makes the story bigger, in my opinion, because, obviously, the whole you can do anything if you put your fucking mind to it thing comes through. But, holy shit, this is ultimate survival instinct.
Survival of the fittest.
And
wow.
He looks like the same build as Poop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cat lunged.
I'm sorry, our friend Poop. It's our friend Mike. That's his
Mike.
nickname,
Yeah,
Poop.
and he's been on the show.
Yeah.
It's been a while. But the cat lunged, and Kaufman raised his hands and screamed. The animal locked its teeth onto his wrist, and they tumbled off the side of the trail. A wave of fear rolled over him. He said he worried that the animal's full-grown mother would join the attack, which would kill him.
Absolutely.
But no other cat came. Fear gave way to the fighting instinct, he said. Kaufman grabbed a rock with his free hand and beat the cat off the back of on the back of the head. He also tried stabbing it with twigs, but nothing worked. Quote, I knew with 2 pretty good blows to the back of the head, and it didn't release. This was probably going to have to do something more drastic, he said. I was able to kind of shift my weight and get get a foot on its neck until it died.
That's
Crazy. I posted this to the Facebook, the Might Be News Facebook. So go check it out. I mean, absolutely crazy story. And I believe it's made crazier because he's smaller than we thought he was going to be.
Yeah. That took me by surprise when I saw him.
Like, absolutely nuts. And I don't know. I still think you should get that thing stuffed.
Absolutely.
Like, put somewhere. Like,
absolutely.
Holy shit.
Or at least get it made into like a coat or something.
Yeah, straight up.
So it's always on his back.
Just something, yeah. The next story I got, this actually happened Friday. A gunman killed 5 and wounds at least 5 or more in an industrial facility in Aurora, Illinois.
I heard about this.
You see this?
I haven't had a chance to look too much into it. I know they're still trying to, I mean, it's only Sunday, so it's only been 2 days.
Right.
So they're still trying to piece everything together. But
right now, it says a man armed with a handgun entered the Henry Pratt Company in Aurora, Illinois on Friday afternoon and killed 5 civilians. 5 police officers were also wounded. The gunman is identified as Gary Martin. He was 45 years old, and he was killed in a crossfire with the officers. It's believed that he acted alone. A search of his house did not turn up any more information or any more weapons. So he went in there with a handgun. What I saw is that it looks like he was getting fired.
Oh, so he worked there?
Yeah, he worked there. Yeah.
So he went in and he killed some of his coworkers.
Yep.
And now he wasn't allowed to own a gun, correct? That's something I did see.
Yeah, I did see something about that.
Okay.
But it's this whole thing is crazy. I mean, it wasn't an assault weapon, thank God.
Mm-mm.
But still, I mean, the guy just went in there, and it makes me think, because when we talk about gun issues, right, and we talk about like school shootings and everything, one of the big things that comes up is, should there be somebody there with a gun that could stop this? Now, a lot of companies, whether it's in manufacturing or retail, whatever, literally have policies against bringing weapons to work, right?
Correct.
I mean, pretty much anywhere you can think of, that I can think of, my job, it says big in there. You can't have a gun at work.
My job's the same way. If you have a gun on property, you can immediately be fired.
Should that change? Like, should people who are licensed to carry be able to carry? I mean, there's nothing that says, well, I guess depending on the place, it might say that nowhere on company property. You know, but
my question is, though,
can you have it in your car?
No, my question is, though, let's say you are licensed to carry and you do have a gun on your person at work, even though you're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Right.
And an intruder comes in.
And you stop that attack.
Are they really going to fire you?
No,
they
won't.
No,
there's been
they're going to get great press from it. First of all, they're going to get great press from it. And you're doing a good deed and killing that bitch of whoever tried to come in and harm your workplace. I mean,
so here's my whole thing behind it. There are places around where we live that it clearly states no guns allowed. Now, you have to have a concealed carry permit to carry a gun and conceal it inside your waistband, shirt over top. There is no law stating that you can't open carry.
Right.
You can walk down the street with an AR strapped to your back.
Absolutely.
You can have an outside holster with your Glock just out in the open. That is completely allowed. So
right to bear arms.
So places like that say no firearms, okay, don't expose it. But if I have my concealed carry permit, I'm not taking mine off.
Right.
I'm still going to have it on me.
Right.
I'm just not going to open carry.
Right.
So that's how I feel, because if I'm at one of those places and if I stop a bad guy with a gun, they're not going to press charges against me.
Right.
I would hope they wouldn't.
I mean, we've had at my job, and I'm not going to get into crazy detail, but over the years, there's been irate employees. There's been people that I know for a fact that own guns, didn't bring them to work, but like Could have
if they wanted
push somebody far enough. If you push anybody far enough, who the fuck knows? And so it's just like, and it was actually brought up recently by an employee at my work, is that we don't do enough, drills for like active shooter drills, fire drills, and like this whole list. And I looked at the active shooter drill, and I'm like, I never even thought of that. Like I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
And then literally Friday, this happens, and I'm just like, holy shit! Maybe we should be doing some sort of a drill of some kind, or at least awareness. I don't know, because it kind of blew my mind, because I'm thinking about it like, well, I don't think about that kind of stuff as much as I guess I probably should.
What would you do?
What would
you do? Well, you're at work and you all of a sudden hear gunshots in your building. What would you do?
I'm pretty high up at my job, so I'd probably have to figure out what the fuck's going on. I mean, but there's a lot of things I could hit somebody with at my job. So
yeah, I mean, I work in a steel mill, so they actually we do trunk checks going into work.
Okay.
So they
every day?
Not every day. It's random. So like I can be driving in, and before I'm allowed onto the property, it's private property, the steel mill.
Right.
So they have a right to search us whenever they want. They have a right to search anything. So there are times where the security guards will be out there, and they will. I mean, some of these guards, they're not the sharpest tool in the shed, but they'll, hey, we got to do a trunk check, and they'll just get a flashlight and look in your car, and you go ahead in. But I work in a steel mill, and there's plenty of stuff that we can use. To defend ourselves, to hide behind. I mean, we make armor-plated steel, for God's sakes.
Right.
So,
like, I just thought it was crazy, because obviously the situation itself and the loss of life is crazy and a terrible thing. But it just made me think a little outside the box that a lot of places, certainly, like I said, a place of employment, it's in their handbook, do not bring a gun here. And I think that's a crazy thing to think about. In a situation like something like that pops up, wouldn't it be kind of good to have it there if somebody's trained to use it? And years ago with that shooting at the movie theater out in Colorado, I think. Mm-hmm. And schools aren't the only thing getting hit with this kind of thing. So we talk about all these other things, but I think that's a commonly overlooked issue in this whole thing.
Well, we just hit the 1-year anniversary of the Florida shooting.
Yes.
On Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And I did read that they do now have armed guards at that school.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome.
I do. I think
that's awesome.
The last story I have to talk about this week. We brought this up weeks ago, maybe even months ago now. That rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was going. He he was facing a minimum of 47 years and maximum of life in prison after being charged with 9 federal counts, including racketeering, conspiracy, firearms offenses, and narcotics trafficking. This was last November.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old.
His life is over.
Prosecutors recommend reduced prison sentence for Tekashi 6ix9ine as part of his plea deal. In exchange for his complete cooperation, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York has agreed not to prosecute the rapper.
What?
He snitched on everyone.
Oh, he's dead. He's done.
He snitched on everyone. In exchange for Hernandez's, I'm sorry, his real name is Daniel Hernandez. In exchange for Hernandez,
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel Hernandez. In exchange for Hernandez's complete cooperation, including his testimony before a grand jury, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York has agreed, quote, not to prosecute the defendant for the crimes set forth in counts 1 through 9, as well as additional crimes that the defendant has told the government about.
Dude, okay, he snitched, whatever. Dude makes shitty music, whatever. Dude, the dude's just going to disappear. Do you know how much money that kid has at 20 years old?
I think that's all going to be gone. Because this is gang related stuff, and there was a good
number
in
protective custody.
Yeah, he was.
No, he's not. Listen.
No, yeah, he's eligible for it.
He's eligible for it, but it's not like they can just hide him somewhere. I mean, his face is plastered all over the news, and it's pretty recognizable.
Right. Yeah, it's very recognizable.
I mean, just
very
look at his teeth.
And his face, it's his 6'9" is tattooed everywhere on his body.
Oh, I don't know you. You have a 6'9" tattooed on your face.
Who the fuck are you? Tekashi 6'9", along with 4 associates, were arrested November 18, following a 5-year federal investigation into criminal activities of the Blood Street gang known as 9 Trey Bloods, in which 6'9" is said to have been a member. So he snitched on everybody in his gang, everybody that was in there with him, and now he's eligible for witness protection. Ultimately, a federal judge will determine the terms of Tekashi 6'9" sentencing during a hearing scheduled for January 24th, 2020. However, quote, should the defendant successfully cooperate with the government agrees, it will file at the time of sentencing a motion for the sentence below any mandatory minimum. The plea deal reads.
Like, do you think, some of these prosecutors are sitting there thinking to themselves, well, we could lock this guy up for life, but he's going to snitch on all these people. We're going to get all these people because of this, and he's just going to disappear. So it's like we get to wipe our hands clean of it.
Yeah. He initially pleaded not guilty to all charges, with his lawyer arguing that his, quote, gangster image was merely part of his act. An entertainer who portrays a gangster image to promote his music does not make him a member of an enterprise, the lawyer said. However, federal prosecutors believed otherwise. Among other offenses, they accused 6'9" of being personally involved in multiple armed robberies, shootings, and the distribution of heroin, fentanyl, ecstasy, amphetamines, and marijuana. This guilty plea, 6'9" acknowledged that he joined 9 Trey Bloods in the fall of 2017 and admitted to assisting the gang in its attempt to kill a rival gang member. 6'9" also said he himself paid an associate to shoot Chief Keef, another rapper, and also admitted to having taken part in an armed robbery and selling heroin. So, it's crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with that whole thing, but it's absolutely nuts.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Goes horribly wrong.
Very wrong.
Like, he's got all these rap. First of all, he had some people's support in the beginning of all this. In November, when he got picked up, everybody's like, yo, free 6'9", you see it, hashtag, blah, blah, blah. And now, even his guy, 50 Cent was his guy. They were cool. And even 50 Cent is I'm done with this dude. I'm done. The Game, everybody, all these other famous rappers that I actually like.
You like The Game?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's not bad. I like The Game. Not as much as some other rappers.
Wu-Tang.
Well, of course. whole different thing. Also, shout out to Wu-Tang. They got a bunch of shit happening. Hulu's making a straight up drama series about Wu-Tang.
That's pretty awesome.
Yo, that is so dope.
That's awesome.
Actors playing the Wu-Tang Clan. I want to know their story. I don't care if it's all true or not. This shit is going to be dope. And then Showtime has a 4-part documentary coming out about them.
You won't even watch it, though.
I'll find it. I'll watch it. No doubt. I'll figure that shit the fuck out.
Yeah, they're going to have to really do a good job with that.
Oh, I hope it's good. I hope it's good.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah. I can't honestly say that I've watched many Hulu originals. I can't say that.
I don't think I've ever watched a single Hulu original.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
I have.
Have you?
They're great.
Really? Show or what?
What was that? 11/22/63 with James Franco.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did not watch that. It was good?
That was so dope.
Really?
So dope.
Huh.
If you have time to watch it, watch the first episode and you will be, I'm talking, you will sit there and binge the rest of it.
You don't need to watch the first 9 episodes just to get into it
No.
fucking Game of Thrones.
No.
Shit.
The first fucking episode. The first episode and you'll be sucked in.
Huh.
It's that good.
I'll check it out.
You have Hulu?
Yeah, I'm on Hulu Live.
All right. after we're done this, after you're done this, you're going to sit down and watch the first 10 minutes.
10
minutes.
That's all you need?
Not even the first episode?
I believe it's like the first 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
I'll stay an extra 10, 15 minutes with you just to watch it.
How many seasons is there? Just one?
It's just one season. It's just one season, like 10 episodes or 9 episodes, and it's that good.
What's it about?
11/22/63. It's
the day Kennedy got killed.
The day that Kennedy got killed.
Oh, okay.
James Franco, I'll give you a backstory, travels back in time to
kill Kennedy.
Prevent the assassination of Kennedy.
He ends up killing him. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Watch it.
Kev can confirm or deny that I'm correct. I did start watching that Jack Ryan show.
Jim.
That's on Amazon Prime, right?
Yeah, it is. And you know what's fucked up is that obviously Jim's name is Jack in the show, but his partner who played the bunk in The Wire is named Jim in Jack Ryan. So it fucks me up.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, "Hey, Jim," and they're not talking to Jim.
That's got to be confusing for him, too. Because he was called Jim for so many years.
I was cracking up. I was like, wait. They said Jim. Who are they talking to?
Yeah.
And then the bunk from The Wire comes up, and I'm like, holy shit.
I heard that's a pretty good show.
So far, it's good.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm like 4 episodes in. It's good.
Now, that's only on Amazon Prime.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think I can watch that. Because I got the Amazon Music, but I don't got Amazon Prime.
Hold on. Do you have Prime through, like, ordering Prime?
No, because I'm not paying $120 a month for that bullshit.
It's not. It's $120 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I mean. $120 a year. I don't use it that much.
Okay.
You will. You will once you have that free shipping option.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, word, what do I need? Oh, okay, cool. I'll just go Amazon Prime.
I have been ordering a lot of shit off of Amazon lately too.
Check it out, because then you get the streaming service for free.
I don't know. I just can't, see myself paying $120 right off the bat.
Yeah, I didn't.
Dude,
I do it monthly.
It's for the whole year, $120, and it's free shipping. I mean, and even on some items, same day shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some things don't have it at all. Some things you still have to pay shipping.
That's bullshit.
Which is dumb. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Amazon doesn't pay us, and they also don't pay taxes.
How much money did they make?
Oh my God, billions
of dollars,
yeah.
and they paid zero in taxes.
Netflix did the same thing. They don't pay taxes.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. So we're going to take a break. When we come back on an all-new What's the Point and late review. We got an all-new episode of Novak and Franz this week, plus an all-new Might Be Tunes with a band called Under 95 coming out on Friday. Make sure you check out Relatable Radio and Might Be Sports as well. Get at us on mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier to find your new favorite podcast. Go up to the top of the page. Click the show that you want to listen to. It'll ask you to find what platform you want to listen to it on. It's that easy. Just do it. mbnnetwork.com. Welcome back. Might Be News. Season 4, episode 23.
Boom.
Hyping this bitch.
So hype. As you can tell.
So hype. It's been going great here at the Might Be News Network. Everybody's really happy with all the support that we've been getting. And I'm telling you right now that season 5 of Might Be News, season 2 of the Might Be News Network, is going to be absolutely insane, people.
Bananas.
I'm not going to tell you much right now. I'm looking into a number of different things.
6 new shows.
Yeah. No.
No time off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, we're going to take a break after the season wraps up here, as we've discussed. And during our break, it's pretty much my job to make sure that we keep things fresh and interesting here at the network. And I'm working on a couple different things to do that. So
37 new shows.
37 new shows. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We're going to do like 5 shows a day. 5 shows a day. Every day. Saturday and Sunday as well. But no, just I'm not gonna really spill the beans on a lot of it yet. Maybe I will closer to the end of the season because I like to tease things like that. But I'm looking at a couple different things, including some exclusive material, bonus material, stuff along those lines. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to talk about it, but I want to talk a little bit about it just to get you hyped, because you're gonna want to get hype. It's gonna be hype. Let's go. What's the point?
What's the point? Is there a point to this? What is your point?
Are you just going to sit there and look stupid?
All right, Kev, what's your point?
So going off of, I guess, touching on Danny's story as well, I was at the Flyers game yesterday. And previous to going to the Flyers game, I was watching a whole bunch of NHL videos and fan interactions with the players. And this goes further than just the NHL, but my personal feel and look at it is that hockey players are one of the most humble and faithful to their fans than any other sport. I know there's the select few of football players that what's the dude's name that goes and plays catch with the fans, and
JJ Watt.
A lot of them. Yeah. But dude, to watch these players give their sticks to the fans before the game even starts, to allow these kids to sit on the bench and give them high fives, and Carter Hart using the name of the kid that is his biggest fan, my son. All he did was sit there with the fucking sign, and these players don't owe anything. I mean, but the guy flipped the puck over to Cole. I think that, in my opinion, the NHL players are the most humble and loyal to their fans than most sports. I mean, what do you feel about it?
Well, I think that that's a very cool thing that happened to you guys.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. Cole was ecstatic about it.
I think that all major sports athletes definitely show a certain level of appreciation to the fans, especially the ones that come to the games, because that's, those are the paying customers and all that stuff. It's all a business, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's always great to see these players that give back, and like Danny said, they brought that child out there for Carter Hart and all that stuff, and that's really, really cool stuff. They do, all major teams across the country do really cool stuff for specific fans, whether it be some of their oldest fans, some of their like longest season ticket holders, and things of that nature, kids and charities and stuff all over the place. But yeah, I don't know if any of them would be greater than the others, but as far as like the humble aspect, like you're talking about, NHL players are some of like the lowest paid athletes out there.
They are
like that the fact that they can still carry that good,
I mean, Bryce
attitude, and
Bryce Harper is about to get $300 million from the Phillies for 10 years.
Right.
The greatest player of our time right now to play hockey, Crosby, of the Pittsburgh Penguins, gets $9 million a year.
Yeah.
$9 million a year. I mean, granted, these guys are just playing a sport.
And granted, he is a little bitch.
These guys are just playing a sport, but they've trained their whole lives to play this sport, and they are the best at what they do.
Yeah, they're at a professional level.
Yeah, and I think you think that way because hockey's your sport.
Yeah.
Hockey's 100% your sport. But, like, I follow football like nobody else does. I love football. And I see them, taking their jerseys off, taking their cleats off, footballs, their gloves, and handing them to the fans right there in the stands.
Right.
So everybody does do it. I think it's a little
I'm just
easier.
impartial.
I think it's easier for hockey because those fans are literally right up on the edge of the ice.
Right.
Yeah,
And like
that's a good point.
With football, they're back off of the field.
Yeah.
Baseball the same way. They're back in the stands. They're not right up on the action like hockey is. So I think that makes it a little bit easier.
Right.
And then they literally have to walk through the tunnel where the fans are. So it's easier for them to hand stuff off. And I think it's awesome because I watch those video clips too, and I love seeing when the professional athletes interact with the kids.
Right.
I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me happier than seeing a kid so extremely happy and crying because his favorite player just gave him a fist pound walking to the locker room.
Yeah, they just met their
so
hero.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Well, and you see like NBA players during like warm-ups and stuff, like, they wear shoes specifically for warm-ups, different than the game. So they're out there, they autograph their shoes and they hand them out. But with that, they only have like 2 shoes.
Right.
And then like, those you'll see them throw their wristbands and stuff out there too. Like, so there's not as much maybe to contribute or to throw out in the NBA, but a lot of times you see them because they're basically right up on the floor too.
Yeah.
As opposed to like football. And baseball, they do a lot of stuff in the beginning as well. Like they'll hit some balls out into the crowd and they'll throw some, they'll go sign some autographs on the side.
Especially during spring training. I always say this. My favorite part of spring training which spring training starts next week. Well, I mean, they're down there now, but like the
Pitchers
first spring training game starts next week.
Yeah.
When they're down there during those exhibition games, Chase Utley was one of those guys. He'd go out and he'd play 2 or 3 innings, and then the rest of the game, he's walking around in the crowd signing autographs.
Get out of here,
and
really?
giving
Yeah,
it's
just hanging out.
awesome. And I always said I wish they did that more often because it makes the game more personable to everybody.
Right.
Well, they do that. They would do that at Citizens Bank too.
Yeah.
But it's all warm-ups. It's all
Warm-ups.
you have to get there early enough,
Yeah.
and that's what happened with you guys to get the puck.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
you
at
guys
the
came out the
warm-ups.
warm-ups.
Yep.
Yeah. So like there's a definite you got to get there early
Right.
kind of deal to get that kind of attention because obviously past a certain point their mind isn't on your kid, it's on the game. Right. So
Game.
but yeah, good point.
But,
Good point, Joe.
it was a good
It
point.
was a good point.
I do think that's awesome though that he got a puck. I mean, that's something he's going to remember for the rest
Forever.
of his life.
Who is an asshole at the Flyers game, but it's just it's his shtick. Gritty is a fucking asshole.
He's an asshole,
dude. Like people will stop. Gritty, let's get a picture, and he'll stop for like 3 seconds, go like this, and as soon as they put their camera up, he's out. Like he's out.
He was a question on Jeopardy the other night. Did you
Yeah,
see
he
that?
was. Well, they showed it on the Flyers game.
Oh, did they?
And then they go to a picture of him going, "Who, me?"
So I remember when Gritty first came out. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
And I was impartial to him. I didn't I wasn't warmed up to him. But Gritty has become such a household name
Yeah.
throughout the world.
Yeah,
And it's so fantastic.
It's
and
great.
he's really living up to the hype.
wow.
He is.
Like he's doing a good job.
My point this week, we've talked about it for sure on the show at different stages during this whole thing. But Colin Kaepernick on Friday settled his collusion case with the NFL. It has him and Eric Reed. The story
Who's
says
Eric Reed?
Eric Reed plays now for the Carolina Panthers, but at the time he played with the San Francisco 49ers when Kaepernick started the protest.
Okay.
And they're really close. Eric Reed, I definitely brought it up on Might Be Sports in the past. Recently, a couple months ago, during the Carolina-Philadelphia game, basically attacked Malcolm Jenkins on the field, and then after the game, during his press conference, called Malcolm Jenkins and the Players Coalition, but singled out Malcolm Jenkins as a sellout. Because the Players Coalition, led by Malcolm Jenkins, made a deal with the NFL to, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but basically the NFL is contributing millions and millions of dollars, like millions and millions of dollars, over the next few years to inner city charities and really trying to help the cause that a lot of these players have been protesting about, which is great. whether a lot of people are upset because they're relocating money, reallocating money from different charities to do this. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, that's not what my point is. My point is that Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed settled their collusion case with the NFL this past Friday, and it's extremely close-lipped. Everything's confidential. Both parties signed a confidentiality agreement. They cannot discuss the case any further. Colin Kaepernick can't tell anybody how much money he got, although it's been estimated to be anywhere between $50 and $80 million. Eric Reed was projected not to get too much because he has a job. He's playing again. But this does not mean that Colin Kaepernick is going to play again. It doesn't mean that he's not. But my major issue with this is that Eric Reed called Malcolm Jenkins and the Players Coalition sellouts. But all of their dealings with the NFL are crystal clear. You can look it up if you want. Everything that you want to know about this situation, you can find out. Whereas Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, you have no idea what actually happened. I'm upset because I want to know what happened in the NFL.
You want to know how dirty the NFL is.
I want to know what owners were saying. I want to know that if they were like, well, no, we can't hire this guy. And for what reason? I want to know. And we'll never know.
I also want to know if there was anything in this agreement stating that if you do accept this, the $80 million, that you were no longer allowed to have a job in the NFL, even if a team, because there are teams
that could be part of it.
There are teams that did reach out that wanted to hire him.
Yeah.
And he said no because he had a lawsuit going.
Right.
Now, like I know with my company, I can't sue the company that I work for.
Right.
So with him suing the NFL and winning and getting this huge payday, does that make him, not able to play anymore in the NFL? I know the AAF just reached out to him and he wanted like $30 million to play for them.
See, I've heard that wasn't accurate too. I've heard that. I don't know if it is. I've heard both things, so I don't know. I'm curious if he will work again. Again, my problem is that Eric Reed called these players sellouts. Kaepernick co-signed that statement with various tweets and Instagram posts. He doesn't speak publicly very much, Kaepernick. At least to
I don't think he was allowed
the
to.
Media. Right. I don't think he was either.
I don't think he was allowed
not about this. And now he still can't. So he can't even write, he can't write a book about it, can't do anything about it. So I have no idea. I am happy that Colin Kaepernick got paid. I'm happy about that. I feel like his protest was just. I feel like some of the things that he did maybe took it a little too far, the bacon socks and things of that nature. And again, we've talked about this at length before on the show. But my problem is that you can't call a certain group of people sellouts and then make confidentiality agreements with the league that you know what I mean?
The tables are turned. He's now the sellout.
It just feels shallow to me. And I can't necessarily say if he's a sellout or not because I don't know the details. I don't know the details. So it's a crazy thing to me. I feel like it's kind of a letdown of an ending. Again, because I just wanted to know. I wanted to know more.
Yeah, it's like watching your favorite movie and getting ready to see the finale and then it cutting out 5 minutes at the end.
I'm invested in this.
Yeah.
I'm an NFL fan.
Yeah.
And all these, people that follow it and boycotting the NFL because Cap's not playing. And what kind of ending is this? This isn't. It's a happy ending for Colin Kaepernick again because he got paid.
Yeah.
And the NFL, by paying him, is more or less admitting that they were wrong. But they will not let us know ever how wrong they were.
It just makes you think that the NFL is really dirty. You always have that suspicion that there's shit going on behind closed doors, the paying of the refs, determining the outcome of the game before it even happens.
Right.
And now this just gives you that little more reassurance that it might be true.
Right. Well, but that's that's again the shittiest part about this. Is that because we don't know the details, that's all it is speculation.
Yeah.
That's all it is just me assuming that these players or the owners are all pieces of shit, and I have no idea. So it's just kind of a ending to the whole thing.
Yep, I agree.
And I think one thing to look for moving forward is Eric Reed going to protest next year?
He just signed an extension.
Yeah,
with the Panthers.
So is Eric Reed going to protest next year?
Probably.
And if Cap does get a job, is he still going to protest?
Probably. Well, he did say that if he got a chance to play again, he wouldn't do it.
I've heard that too.
So he probably wouldn't. Eric Reed, being the little punk ass that he is,
I don't like Eric Reed.
He probably would protest.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing just struck me as kind of a letdown. Danny, what's your point?
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about Jussie Shamalama Ding Dong.
Smollett.
Jussie Smollett. This is the Empire actor who, was it 2 weeks ago, was walking home from Subway in Chicago at 2 a.m. in the morning. And
he's a famous actor. Why is he walking home from Subway alone?
2 a.m. During the polar vortex, when it was negative 50 degrees outside in Chicago. Negative 50. He claims that two men wearing red Make America Great Again hats approached him, threw bleach on him, put a noose around his neck,
and beat him.
So he filed a police report 40 minutes after this happened. The police opened their investigation. And things were a little sketchy from the very beginning. I had my doubts because of how sketchy the whole story was. The police went back and they looked at surveillance video, and they have him during his entire walk home. They did not see the attack. Apparently, he walked past a security guard in the hotel lobby and then waited 40 minutes to call police. Just yesterday, Chicago police have shifted their investigation and are now saying they're looking into whether the Empire actor paid two men to fake the attack on him.
It's such a crazy story.
It has just been wild.
And I've like tried not to really talk about it much because like I was waiting for something like this to happen. Or to go the other direction. But it all seems so crazy.
We were talking before the show, and it's crazy because, initially he said it was two guys wearing the Make America Great Again hats.
Right.
And then once more information started to come out and his story started to unravel, I never said it was, they were wearing those hats. You clearly did. You clearly said that. And now it's so bizarre because now you actually have people who are kind of hoping that it was a hate crime to prove that he was right.
Right. See, everything now is just so politicized, and it sucks because even racism is.
Yeah.
And
I was called a racist troll because I said I didn't believe him.
Yeah, and see that's crazy. That's crazy because one thing doesn't necessarily always have to mean the other.
Yeah, I commented on an NBC 10 news article, and he said he was disappointed that people didn't believe him. And I said, well, then don't lie. Like, the police wanted your phone records because you said that you were on the phone with your manager. He wouldn't turn over his phone records.
Right.
He was not cooperating. He waited 40 minutes. He was beat up. Bleach was thrown on him, and he was carrying a Subway hoagie. He still had the hoagie in his hand. There's no bleach stained clothes. He waited 40 minutes to call the cops. Like, your story doesn't add up. So I commented on that post, and I said, well, if you don't want people to not believe you, then don't lie. And I got called a racist troll. And, it made me think, like, I'm not racist at all. All right?
Right.
But because he's gay and black, I have to believe what he says, even though his story doesn't make sense. No, It doesn't. I'm just a person that I'm not going to believe the bullshit if it doesn't make sense at all to begin with.
Well, with how fast the news cycle is now, or how short it is, rather, people don't wait for facts anymore because stories just keep coming. So people just read headlines now. They don't even, They don't even read the whole article. They just read the headline, scan the comments, and then they feel like they learned enough, you know? And like I said, everything's so politicized now. You had people hoping it was a hate crime with people wearing Trump hats just so they can say, look, Trump's a racist. And you also have people, like I've seen people now that this is all unraveling, looking at it like it's some sort of, you know, victory or that like it doesn't mean that even that racism is still an issue. Like I think that the whole thing is just so crazy, and there's people definitely on both sides of the whole spectrum that are just blowing this thing way up in their own to fit whatever narrative they want it to fit.
I think some people are looking at this as like a small victory because of the initial reports that it was two guys wearing the red hats.
Right.
And, you know, people are to the point now where they're scared to wear that Make America Great Again hat out in public because they're scared that they're going to be, you know, profiled against because of that. So when that story came out, it was like, great, here we go again. There's more of these Trumpsters out there that are a little bit on the fucking ridiculous and crazy side that went and attacked another person.
Right.
And now that it's coming out that he supposedly, you know, staged the whole thing, it's kind of like a sigh of relief that, oh, thank God, it's not one of these, you know, assholes that are out there causing trouble, making this, you know, look bad.
Right. Well, like I shared something the other day on Instagram, and it just struck me as like a very harsh truth. And it's that the people that are wearing these red hats are feared that they're going to be profiled against. And that's literally what the majority of any African American wearing a hoodie is facing.
It's what
every
black
single
people
day.
feel every day of their
every
lives.
single day.
Yep.
So it's like that feeling right there is by pure definition white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I'm not even trying to be a dick. It's just like that's boom. There it is. It's like these guys they feel a certain kind of way, and yeah, definitely people jumping on the whole hate bandwagon way too soon. Because just because you voted Trump or have the balls to wear this hat doesn't mean that you're a racist. Doesn't mean that. It just means that you
support Trump.
You support Trump, and not everybody who does that's a racist. Hate to break the news to you. It's just the way it is.
And that's coming from somebody who hates Trump. So,
Yeah,
that means, you know,
I am not a Trump guy at all by any means. But I'm fully aware that not everybody who voted for him or want to see him do good is a racist piece of shit. I'm not an idiot.
People need to stop jumping to conclusions.
Yeah,
exactly.
So we're running out of time, so I'm not even going to do an intro for late review. My late review this week. I just recently watched a movie on Netflix. It's a Netflix original called Polar. It's got, what's his name? Mads Mikkelsen. He's like a German guy, but he's been in a bunch of movies. You would recognize him as soon as you see him.
Polar Vortex.
But he's like it's kind of like a different kind of twist on the whole John Wick kind of vibe. It's all these hitmen and assassins and stuff. And
boring.
No, I really liked it. It's very, very balls to the wall action, gory.
You like a lot of weirdo stuff, though.
I do. See, the thing with this movie, though, is that it's really action packed. Like he goes hard. There's some pretty crazy scenes in it, but the acting, like a lot of the actors in the movie, just they sucked. I give it a 6.5. I give it a 6.5.
Way to go!
It's good though. It's good. If you like crazy action movies, watch it. Kev, what's your review?
I started watching a series, me and Amy. She's already watched it, and I'm watching it for the first time. And it's called Westworld on HBO. The HBO special of Westworld. I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in, and my review on it is just 2 words. Mind fuck. That's the only way to describe this show. I mean, you got to really think about time. You got to really think about
that dog is bugging the fuck out.
I'm so sick of this dog. Sorry, Kev. I don't even know if people can hear it. I'm sure they can.
No, it's been bugging the shit out of me.
My neighbor upstairs has his dog, and they leave it alone, and it fucking freaks out the whole time they're gone. They might be gone all day. Right now in this time space continuum, it's 10:35 in the fucking morning. They might not get back until dinner time, and I swear to God, this dog will bark its ass off the
Fucking
whole
call
time.
management.
Dude, it's
Call management.
It's a decent sized dog too.
yeah, it's not it's unbelievable.
Westworld, crazy. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. Give it so far probably like 7.5, 8.
Yeah, it's good.
Pretty
It's good.
fucking good.
It's good. Danny?
I'm going a different route for the review.
Oh.
I'm going a fat guy route. I'm going to review food. I had 2 new things that I tried this week. The first one was Freddy's Steak Burgers up in Lionville. We decided to go there for dinner last night because it was quick and easy. My first time being there. The burgers are different than what I expected. I looked on their website to check the menu out, and it looked like they were regular burgers. They're not. They're like paper thin, pressed flat. The outside was a little bit crispy. I wouldn't go back for the burgers. I mean, if I went there, I'd probably get a burger, but I wouldn't go there specifically for that. The fries were banging. Fries were awesome.
Yeah, they're good.
And then Taylor, you said I got to try the milkshake next time.
Gotta do shakes.
So I'll revisit this. The burger, I'm going to give the burger a 5. The fries, I'll give them about a 7.
Oh.
But I also tried, Wawa has a new brisket menu.
Oh.
Have you seen this?
I've seen it, haven't tried it yet.
So for the other day at work, I got a brisket bowl. It was one of their hoagie bowls filled with macaroni and cheese, brisket, jalapeno peppers, and like a red pepper relish on top.
Huh.
That shit was slamming. Slamming.
Wow.
Give that shit about an 8.
Sounds like about a 3 with the red peppers and the relish.
See, I love
Agreed.
I love hot peppers. Love, like if I get a hoagie from Wawa, I get jalapeno peppers on it. Love
Gotcha.
hot peppers.
Agreed.
But the macaroni, I mean, you can't beat Wawa's macaroni and cheese.
Oh, it's the best.
And then they put this brisket on top, dude. That shit was slamming. Go check it out. They don't pay us.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah,
They don't pay us,
they
but
don't pay us.
you know, it's Wawa.
Kev, this week in history.
This week in history, February 19th, 1968, the first nationwide broadcast of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood aired on PBS.
Oh.
February 20th, 1962, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth. February 21st, 1972, President Nixon became the first U.S. president to visit China. February 21st, 1965, Malcolm X was assassinated. February 22nd, 1980, Miracle on Ice. A major upset of U.S. the U.S. Olympic team defeated the Soviets 4-3 at Lake Placid, New York. The Disney movie.
Miracle.
I can't even fucking talk. Disney movie, The Miracle, is what that is based off of.
Yeah. Good movie. And yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
You excited for the Stadium Series next week?
Yeah, it would be good. Saturday, 8:00. Everybody tune in. I hope the fucking Flyers spank the Penguins, but after last week's game, it doesn't look like it.
Man, we just can't do shit against the Penguins.
Hurts.
Sucks.
It hurts.
Great job this week, guys.
Great job.
Kev, absolutely
Phenomenal.
spectacular.
Dude.
I think Kev's more of a morning person.
No, I don't want to be here on Sunday.
I think we need to start recording Sunday
You're
mornings.
stupid.
Danny, fantastic as always.
Thanks, Taylor. Good job to you too.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. And again, mbnnetwork.com. It's never been easier to find a new favorite podcast. Go check it out.
Check it out.
Go fucking do it. Just fucking do it.
Do it.
Kev, peace out.
See ya.
Peace out, Danny.
Peace out.
All right, guys. Have a great week. Check out all the other great shows on the Might Be News Network.
Oh my God.
Bop, 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 bop.